Hello and welcome to Tough Pigs at 20, a Muppet fan podcast from ToughPigs.com. This is the series where we're looking back on the past 2 decades of the website for Muppet fans who grew up, featuring interviews with the writers and artists who helped make it happen. Our guest today has been the artist in residence for ToughPigs.com since its inception, creating and illustrating our iconic logo and all the artwork seen throughout the website. His work has been seen in Comics Buyer's Guide and the Salem News, but he's most famous for the literally hundreds of brilliant and beautiful Muppet illustrations that he's created over the years. We are extremely proud to welcome Chris Smigliano to the podcast. Smig, welcome!
Thank you, Joe.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you, Joe. Actually, if you don't mind me sounding picky, you left out preconception and considering MuppetZine.
Well, we're going to talk about that for sure, because you predate pretty much everyone but Danny on. But we're not celebrating MuppetZine. We did that already. We already talked about MuppetZine. It's okay. I forgive you.
I tend to get a little picky now and then.
Well, that's a good thing to get picky about. But that leads us directly into our first question, which is how did you join ToughPigs? Which really we're asking you, how did you join ToughPigs' predecessor, the print zine, MuppetZine?
Well, it's a story I've told before. It was a simple thing, really. I mean, I was doing freelance artwork for the Buyer's Guide, and they had a classified section. Danny had ran an ad in the classified section for a free copy of the first issue of MuppetZine. I got curious. I mean, I had never heard of any fan-based items from Muppets before. I figured, okay, take a chance. I sent, and Danny sent his first issue, and I was very impressed. I did a couple sketches, complimenting the effort, which he used in issue 2, and he said he wanted more work. So since then,
yeah, that was just it then. Yeah, that's great. So, like I said, we've written about Muppets. People can go on the topics and they can read all about MuppetZine history. You created a ton of illustrations, including most of the covers for MuppetZine throughout the years. You also, correct me if I'm wrong, kind of created the conceit that MuppetZine was bad, like the Muppet Show was a quote unquote bad show, and we're along for the ride. But it seems like you were like, that wasn't a Danny thing. That was your very first illustrations were. There's one where Gonzo is reading MuppetZine saying like, "Gosh, this is weird, even sick." And another one where Bunsen is trying to convince a panicked Beaker to
yeah, I think those are some of the first ones. Yeah. Well, I figure with the Muppets, you have to take a kind of self-effacing tone to them, like they always do for their own show. They're always insulting their own show. So when you use the characters, you can't be outright complimentary. It's kind of a weird karma tactic in a way.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a tricky balance.
I mean, no matter how much Fozzie no matter how hard Fozzie's going to try, he's always going to get an insult in the face. So Gonzo's son's going to backfire. Or poor Kermit, no matter how he's going to try to put on a good show, something's always going to go wrong, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. And what I love about it, too, specifically like talking about us, MuppetZine and then ToughPigs, is it basically means that we can do a bad job. And if someone goes like, yeah, this thing stinks, it's like, yeah, we've been telling you that this thing stinks for years. But if we do good, then we get to surprise you. And it's like, oh, no, it's just a joke. It's fine.
That magazine does it, too,
For sure, yeah. Right, so yeah, right. You didn't invent it, but for our world, for the Muppet fan world, you were definitely
like self-parody in a way.
Totally,
it's like self-parody.
Yeah. So, do you recall? Danny just talked about this in our previous episode, but do you recall what your first illustrations were for ToughPigs? Not for the MuppetZine, but for ToughPigs.
For ToughPigs, oh God, I think when Danny first started ToughPigs, he wasn't too sure about copyright issues. I think he wanted to try to avoid him, so I think he wanted to avoid outright Muppet images. So I drew up a realistic looking pig done up in a dress and a wig.
Yeah.
And I had a realistic frog with a microphone. He used a pig drawing on a series of coffee mugs in an attempt to try to raise some funds.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what Danny said, and he said he specifically wanted to emulate the style that you would find in like a McSweeney's or a Wall Street Journal,
Yeah,
which I actually didn't know at the time. I was always curious why you drew those just in black and white, why they were so. I mean, they're not simple; they're detailed drawings, but they're not exactly your personal style. But you did match the style that Danny asked for perfectly.
yeah.
So yeah, it's
Well,
great.
well, well, I've always tried to do do my best with Danny. I've always considered Danny was one of I think who really started modern Muppet fandom. I mean, and like I said before, you consider that there are already 10 million other outlets for Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek, and all the others. Danny was probably doing the only Muppet outlet out there, I'm totally grateful to him for that.
Hmm.
I mean, he started getting other fans interested. He proved that there is could be something out there for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, and I mean, for the same reasons, I'm eternally grateful for what Danny built
And
because
I'm thinking, certainly there was no internet back then. I
exactly.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like, obviously, for both you and I, like we both, have dedicated so much of our lives to this fandom that I don't think that we would be doing it if it wasn't for what Danny created back in the '90s. So I'm so very grateful for that. So there was a project that you worked on with Danny that I think some of the really old school Tough Pigs readers and
oh,
contributors
playing with
were
dolls.
playing with dolls. That's exactly what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, he wrote that.
So why don't you
He wrote
explain?
that.
Can you explain what playing with dolls is? Because I think a lot of people listening to this might not
I
know.
think Danny wanted to do something strictly from the viewpoint of the Muppet fan, the Muppet collector. A couple of people who kind of into the toys and the dolls. Like he wrote it. I drew it.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I still got the originals all in the pile of mess I'm here.
You saw the originals? Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. That's gonna be worth something someday. But yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, it's basically you wrote a comic book basically. I mean, it's like almost a weekly, full page comic. That I think there's maybe 20 issues or so. Um,
I don't know why he decided he stopped it. I guess, but
maybe we can convince him to write some more. If he wrote some more now, would you be willing to illustrate them?
possibly, possibly.
Great. All right. Maybe we could talk him into it.
Danny was had to hold the
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah. There was one in particular that always stuck in my mind. It was after the EMTV company went bankrupt and sold the Muppets back to the Henson Company, and the characters in Playing with Dolls. One of them was extremely excited, and he was saying like great news, like the Henson Company owns the Muppets again, and the other one says, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "I don't know, but it sounds exciting." And I think about that a lot whenever there's big Muppet news. It's like, is it exciting because it sounds exciting, or is it exciting because it actually means something? And it's like sometimes it doesn't mean anything, but that's okay. You can still be excited. That's perfectly
I'll
fine.
look it up, but I can't remember that right away.
So cutting ahead a little bit, so you created our logo that we've been using since I think 2006, which is the Tough Pigs logo with Piggy, Link, and Strange Pork kind of popping out of the top. Piggy's doing the fist in the air, and Kermit in the O. Do you recall creating that, and what your thought process was? Or I honestly don't remember what kind of instruction we may have given you.
I think it's basically I want to try to I want to try to do something a little similar to the MuppetZine logo.
Yeah.
And when I changed the MuppetZine and I changed the MuppetZine logo because I wanted something that looked kind of I thought it looked jazzy, something that kind of looked at the Muppet Show logo, a little on that type of side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Side, because I always like that classic look.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely match the font very well.
Yeah.
But the MuppetZine logo, I know you did a few of them.
I did a couple, really. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were mostly
The second one was only used on the last issue.
fair, yeah. But it was for the most part, it was just full of characters. There's probably 15, 20 characters on that thing.
I had to want to try to put a little bit of each Henson as much as I could fit in.
Yeah, some good representation. But you pulled way back for ToughPigs. You did just 4 characters. Was that intentional for you, or was it just a new concept?
Since it was Tough Pigs, I figured there'd be a focus on the pigs. So I decided to go piggy on a leather power trip. So
I love it. Yeah.
I mean, thank goodness they didn't add a whip.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, I love the logo. I mean, obviously, we've been using it for like 15 years now.
Yeah. In a way, I don't like how Piggy's face turned out. I mean, I tried sending you guys an updated version, but I guess you guys prefer the classics.
Oh, did you? Well, we'll take a look. See if maybe it's time for a slight update. But I like her face. She's got kind of this like grimace that she's got.
I've always found Piggy very difficult to draw for some reason. I guess. To get the snout and the mouth right is really kind of hard.
There's not a lot of people in this world who have a problem saying, well, it's hard to get the snout right.
and live.
So you also created I mean, if anyone goes to ToughPigs right now and you can see obviously the logo at the top of the page, but there's a lot of artwork down the sides for all of our categories and for the wiki and the forum and our PayPal and YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and all that. Did you have any sort of I don't know, inspiration aside from, I mean, like, how do you come up with those ideas? How do you come up with just like drawing a character in a way? That's a very vague question. I'm so sorry. I don't know where I was going when I started it, but
well, just a lot of fun and a little luck.
Yeah.
Like when you asked me for the recent Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. Yeah.
I mean, since I was asking for money, I immediately thought of the Dr. Teeth.
Yeah.
Teeth. Money.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you picked a character that I don't think it was already on the front page, so that actually worked out really well.
Yeah.
To my recollection, I think there might be only one that you created for us that we asked you to redo, which was the podcast.
I think it was the Pete Pod one, yeah.
Yeah, so there was the original.
I try to make it look like you and Ryan's.
Right, which was very flattering, and I'm very touched that you drew us as peas. Mm-hmm. But once we shrunk it down super tiny, you couldn't tell.
Thank God I didn't try drawing his kumquats.
Right, yeah, it might as well. I always felt like more of a kumquat than a peapod. Mm-hmm. But aside from that, the great thing, I mean, there's a lot of great things about the work that you've done for us. But I love the fact that I can write to you and say, hey, Smig, we're doing a new thing. We'd love an icon for the site. Free reign, whatever you want to do. And like a day later, you're like, I don't know, this seems fine. And it's this brilliant piece. This Dr. Teeth, and he's playing the piano, and the money's coming down. And it's like, this is perfect. I never would have thought of that. And it's terrific. And you did it in one take,
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. And I think that's also a good segue into talking about, for anyone who follows you on Twitter or Instagram.
Facebook, really.
Yeah,
I don't have Instagram right now.
Oh, sorry, no, not Instagram, but you used to be on DeviantArt. I don't know if you still update that one.
I had to start a second page.
Mm-hmm.
I lost access to the first one.
Right, yeah. But still, I mean, anyone who's been watching the artwork that you've been creating, mm-hmm. and we try to keep up with doing some art spotlights for you. It's you're a machine. Like, not only are you terrific at just drawing Muppets and making them look beautiful, but you come up with these concepts that are hysterical or so clever. Like, why didn't they do this on the Muppet Show? How did you come up with those ideas? Where do they come from?
I wish I knew. I mean, I could probably blame it on drinking, but I don't touch alcohol.
All right. maybe it's you can blame it on not drinking.
Well, I guess I try to emulate how would the show do it? How would Jerry Jew do it? How not consciously? How would Kirk or the forms carry it?
So like, does it usually like the concept comes to you and you think like, oh, that would be great with Muppets. Let me get that down really quick, or do you like literally sit down and go, okay, I want to draw something today. Haven't drawn anything with Beaker in a while.
Both actually, really? Still both actually, yeah. I mean, I still have concepts I haven't used yet. I don't feel they're ready, or and I come up with some real lame ideas. But
So do you have like a to-do list somewhere of just like
no,
ideas as you jot it down? They're all just up here in
no,
your head.
no. I have a lot of problem focusing
Hmm.
for focusing, which probably right now my career hasn't really gone as much as it has. So I get very scattershot in my thinking and my working. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so when I finally get down to it, I get down to it. That's about
Yeah,
that's about it.
that explains a lot about the speed in which you work too, because it's like if I don't do this now, then I
Yeah.
might not. It might not stick around. So that explains a lot. Do you have a favorite character to draw?
That'd be Beaker, but I don't use him that. I don't use him that often. Kermit's always fun.
Hmm.
Kermit's always fun. Gonzo's enjoyable too, but I mean, and also Gonzo's a little hard to draw because it really changes between eyes and nose, the eyes and nose again.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
trying to get that curve just right,
It's a
right.
very specific curve.
Well, I don't really like how the current puppet. It's too thick in it, and like it's bunch up too close to the
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, and it's that like 1978 Gonzo nose. I feel like is just prime Gonzo, prime nose.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that Miss Piggy's snout tends to be difficult. Are there other big challenges with some of the Muppet characters when you're drawing them?
Mm, but it tends to vary from up and them up. But I mean, if I do have trouble, I can always use I can always use the wiki for reference if I need it.
Sure. So that tends to be like what you use. So like you're
If I need for the wiki or Yahoo or Google, and
sure.
I get for reference. Thank God for the wiki.
I know, right? I'd say that every day of my life.
In a way, I mean, there's so many characters these days. My memory isn't what it used to be.
Sure.
What it used to.
Well, and the funny thing is, I talk about this a lot, where there's little things where you go, wait a minute, does Telly Monster have ears? Or like, how many points are on New Zealand's mustache?
Yeah.
And it's just like, of course we're not going to remember these. We aren't expected to remember these things. I tried to freehand draw Thog once, and it's like, man, I don't know what the heck his nose looks like. Like that's like the most prominent thing on his face, but like I just can't picture enough to just do it without checking the reference first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky. So I'm always curious, especially with people in the fandom, what their like day to day absorption of the Muppets is. So do you like watch things on a regular basis? Do you kind of always have Muppet Show going on in the background? Do you kind of forget about it for a few months and go, I haven't watched Great Muppet Caper in a while, and then pop it in?
It's different. Like this. Like I pop on YouTube now and then. I mean, and there's always something Muppet on my Facebook page page.
Right.
The most and Twitter is always something. I'm always checking out the Twitter posts. I mean, yeah, you always usually see a post like someone like Kirk Thatcher, John Tanglia,
Mm-hmm.
or the occasional one by Stephanie DeBruzzo. You get something Muppet related one way or the other. There's no avoiding it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So it makes it easy to keep the inspiration going too.
Yeah.
We're just being inundated with these things every day.
I mean, I get a lot of my Facebook friends see me puppeteers.
Yeah.
Puppeteers, not cartoonists, puppeteers.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you've gotten kind of close with a couple of them. I know Leslie Carrara often talks about how much she loves your work.
Leslie is a dear. She is a total sweet. She is a total sweetheart.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is a bundle of energy.
She is. She's terrific, though. We all love her. But she often, like when I run into her, like at Comic-Con, for example, because I know you and I both attend Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And the first thing she'll ask me is like, "Have you seen Smig? Where's Smig?" Because she knows she's got to find
I need a tracking device because because in the crowds I tend to miss them more often than not.
I know. Yeah. There's only 30,000 people in that.
No, room. Like she's a total sweetheart. She actually wrote to me after Dad died to check to see how he's doing.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the nicest people I've ever met. Yeah.
Oh, what a sweetheart. So, is there anything else that you're working on right now that you wanna share? Anything beyond the Muppet world?
That has a really professional going right now. I mean, the Salem News doesn't use me anymore. I mean, newspapers are dropping local-based cartoonists up like flies these days.
Yeah,
The cartoon magazine market is drying up.
for sure. Yeah, yeah,
Comic books, my style isn't serious enough.
yeah. Right.
I mean, it's way too cartoony. I mean, the closest I ever got to a comic gig was I was a series contender for the overseas edition of the Tiny Toons of the Tiny Toons Adventures comic.
Wow. Yeah.
The overseas edition, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But but I got the rug pulled off from in front of that.
Right. Yeah. That's business for you.
I've had the rug pulled off for me so many times. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's a shame. So, well, the moral here is for anyone listening who might be looking for a talented artist with a terrific sense of humor, Smig's available. You know how to get in touch with him.
Maybe I should do more naughty stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, maybe. Yeah. Look, if people, all right, Smig will draw literally anything. It could be something. It could be Muppets, and it could be something that maybe a little bit more X-rated, a little more titillating. Well, Smig, let me ask you this, as we're kind of getting to the end here. Do you have an ideal idea for what you want to see the Muppets do next, or even just like a blue sky, what the perfect Muppet project would be for them to do like today?
One thing I would hope for is that they would do the cheapest Muppet movie ever made and have Frank Oz direct it. I mean, just so they can get some old school back and get some old school blood back and show Disney how the hell it's done, for God's sake.
Sure, yeah.
No, I mean, I love the new performers. I think they give a damn about the characters. They really do. They're fantastic. But Disney is still playing it. It's still, I don't know how to put it in polite terms of this podcast. But
Right, we don't know who's listening. No, I totally get it. I very much agree with you. I think it's not about replacing anyone. It's not that anyone, especially the performers, are wrong in the way they perform. But you're right, getting someone like Frank Oz, both his writing style and just getting his voice in there, not his voice as the characters, but his voice in in a creative position, to remind everyone, like, no, this is what it was, and this is why it was so successful, and this is how
this is how it should be. This is how it should still be.
Sure. And then sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I mean, I know Jim's gone. I know Richard's gone. I know Jerry's gone, and we know two Jerrys are gone.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry about that. Can't be helped. Time can be cruel. Maybe things can't be necessarily the same. It doesn't mean things can't necessarily be different either. If that does that make any sense to you?
100%. I mean, look, if you look at the time that from when the Muppet, and we're talking about like the Muppet Show characters. So 1976 until Jim passed away in 1990, the Muppets did not stay exactly the same in those years. Even when you get through the first season of the Muppet Show from 77 to 90, they changed a lot. They did different types of things. They had different types of humor that they did. They had different types of writing, different types of characters that came in and went, and a lot of experimentation. And to see the franchise get a little less static, a little less stuck in what they're doing. And yes, like get Frank Oz to come in and like remind us, like, okay, what can Miss Piggy say? How far can she push the boundaries? Or like let's
just scare everybody.
Sure, yeah, exactly. I mean, I would love to see them kind of hit that reset button so they could start experimenting and they could start, trying lots of different types of things to see what sticks. And then, 5 years later, do something new. Don't try to do the same thing over and over again. I think that's a terrific idea. Well, Smig, this is it's been a treat. It's always a treat to talk to you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of ToughPigs for the last 20 years. Can you believe it's been 20 years? It's insane. Thank you for being a part of MuppetZine before that as well. I think for anyone out there,
my God, it's been that long.
I know, right?
So much of my life.
For anyone who has not read MuppetZine, the whole thing has been scanned and uploaded to ToughPigs. You can read it all there. And keep an eye on ToughPigs for more and more from Smig. We're going to keep posting every picture of a Muppet he ever draws. And because the world needs to see it. And we're so proud to have you a part of our team. So thank you, Smig.
Thank you very much, Joe. It's really,
And
really appreciate it.
of course. And thank you to everyone for listening to this podcast. Keep an eye on ToughPigs for more fun as we celebrate our 20th anniversary. You can follow us on Twitter at ToughPigs. You could follow us on Instagram and Facebook on ToughPigs. You could follow Smig at Smigliano on Twitter.
There's also the Smigliano 2 on DeviantArt as well.
Great. You could follow Smig on DeviantArt at Smigliano2. And keep an eye on out for more of his work, more fun stuff from ToughPigs. Oh, we also have a Patreon. So please, if you are inclined, you want to throw a buck or two to these fine folks who help put this Muppet stuff together for the last 20 years, then feel free to sign up for that Patreon and help us out, and we'll give you some free stuff in return. How about that? Thanks again, everybody, and we will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Good day.